definitely coming to make him walk the plank, make him suffer.
Chisanga Malata here with the man who needs no introduction, a man who I've had the pleasure of interviewing many, many times over the last decade. And I'd consider you more than just an acquaintance these days, Mike. Of course, I'm talking about Michael Venom Page, who returns to action next weekend at UFC in Saudi Arabia. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm buzzing, man. I'm over the mood. I'm excited. Lots been going on, and then and it's already just the beginning of the year, and I'm excited for what's to come now as well.
And yeah, you lead me into my first line of questioning, or not questioning. Congratulations, firstly for your conversion to Islam, which was
Thank you.
presided over by a good friend Jamal Hassan, and
Yeah.
secondly for proposing and getting engaged. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's just things have been happening so fast. Obviously, we've kind of planned it as well. And again, just to update you as well, it was a proposal, and 24 hours later, I did my nikah, which is an Islamic wedding.
Oh,
So we are going to do an official thing. Everyone's going to be coming down for a proper wedding next year, which we're now having to organize from now. But we are officially under Islam married.
that's amazing, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How nervous were you? I mean, you fought in arenas all over the world or whatever, but when you get on that knee, that's when you feel vulnerable, bro. You know what I mean?
Weirdly enough, though, yes, I had some nerves, but weirdly enough, I don't know what it is, and I feel like with my partner, it just felt so right. Like seriously, even before any of this, anytime people would ask me, "Oh, like, how long you been with your missus?" At the time, I would be saying like just like about a year, and I felt like I was doing it a disservice by saying a year because it feels like I've known this woman for a long time, and that's just credit to who she is and how comfortable I feel with her. So it was. This just feels like I'm doing everything in reverse. Like I feel like I'm already married to this woman, and we're just doing all of the actions to catch up and ticking the boxes of it. So it made it a lot less nervous. But yeah, there was nerves, but it made it 10 times less nervous. Even like going through the ceremony of the nikah, it yeah, I was chill, man. The whole time I was just like, yeah, this is just supposed to be.
All right, man. That's amazing. Very, very happy for you.
Thank
Um,
you.
so, as I touched on at the start of the interview, you return into action in Saudi Arabia on Saturday night. How excited are you for this matchup with Shara Bullet? I mean, striking wise, this is a fantastic matchup.
I'm so pumped. Like, it's weird to say, but I've had fights before when I'm like I was not overlooking the fight in terms of the next opponent, but I was kind of like, yeah, I'm looking forward to events that are going to be happening directly afterwards, and I was more focused on what's happening after the next fight, like no, the next thing that was going to be happening, more personal. This one, I'm like, I can't wait to be in the cage with him. I can't wait to like, even in the gym when I'm doing all my stuff and I'm throwing my kicks and punches. I'm like, bro, I'm envisioning landing this kick and landing this punch, and I can already see it. I cannot wait to be in the cage in Saudi. So I'm just buzzing. Wait, can't wait.
And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to phrase this. Well, I'd probably say 90% of the people that you fight, striking wise, you have an advantage because you hit from such unorthodox angles. Do you think that, obviously, given Shara Bullet's visual impairment, that gives you more of an advantage? I mean, it's a question that I was thinking of earlier today. I was like, is he actually going to see where some of this stuff is going to be coming from? So, do you think that that is also an advantage that plays into your hands?
I personally I would say no. And the only reason I'm gonna say no is because this man's 15 and 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy hasn't been getting hit with stuff. Like I know how amazing human beings can be with what we class as maybe a disability. What we've had guys with one arm before
Yeah.
fight exceptional. We've got guys with one leg. We've got that can do that. If we put our mind to anything, we can do anything we want. There's no such thing as a real disadvantage because our body and we just adapt.
Yeah,
The fact that he hasn't been caught means that one eye is good enough. You
that's
know what I
true.
mean? So I don't see that as an advantage, but I do see just me being me as an advantage. So I just need to go in there and make sure I am the best me on that day. And what as talented as he is, he's not going to overcome this.
Yeah, and you raise a very good point there. We only have to look back to the UK's first UFC champion, and Michael Bisping, who fought basically the second part of his career with him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly that. Yeah. So even like I actually didn't know. I remember going to Bisping was doing a tour in the UK, telling his story, and I I've heard the stories, and I knew he kind of had one eye, but I didn't really realize as of when it was and when it happened, and blah blah blah. But when I listened to it, seriously, I respected this guy so much more, like just hearing the story and hearing the journey and what he had to do, and like yeah, 100%, like, and that's somebody that started with both eyes and
Yeah.
then had to still overcome thereafter and achieve what he's achieved. So yeah, like I said, I can't. That's not an advantage for me.
And what in particular about Shara Bullet's style impresses you the most? For me, I think it's his dexterity just off the front leg. Nothing is telegraphed. It literally just
Mhm.
comes up just like a whip, like you can't even see it. In particular, what do you find most impressive about his skill set?
Yeah, that exactly as you say, that front leg is dangerous. Like, the only person I've seen better than that in recently is Umar Magomedov. That his front leg is like a jab.
Yeah.
It's although he didn't get the result, Marab is just a machine. It doesn't make sense. But that front kick that he snaps up. Yeah, I was jealous of that leg, man. Like, I wish I wish I had that ability. Like I know I can kick, but nothing like that. And he's got very similar front legs, so I know that's rapid. He's got kind of unique angles because he likes to throw from different body positions, like whipping his hooks over after his kicks quite rapidly as well. And you can tell he's got heavy hands. So there's a lot about him, and like I said, and he's willing to try stuff. The double back fist, willing to try it. It was an exceptional KO, but you have to be willing to put yourself in a unfamiliar territory, which shows his bravery and shows how confident he is in his abilities to do.
And this is the first time I'm speaking to you as a middleweight, which is weird. Is middleweight going to be is this a one and done thing in middleweight? Are you going to go back to welterweight, or are you just going to float between the two and just go for whatever exciting fights appear in each division?
So I think it's probably best for me to say it like this: if there's good fights to be had at middleweight, I'll take it. But my goal is welterweight belt.
Yeah.
So middleweight doesn't really do anything for me unless it's an exciting fight. So if it's a good fight, UFC likes it, I like it, fans like it, I'll do it. But the goal is to still progress and go and get that title at welterweight.
But a win over Shara is going to kind of put you in a weird position though, because I think he's basically on the cusp of being ranked, and the UFC going to fast track him. And if you beat him and do it in emphatic fashion, there you steal his thunder and you take the UFC and essentially steal the UFC's expedition of him. So where do you think it's going to leave you?
I don't know. I feel like if obviously I'll let the guys know after I finish the fight. I still want to go and get this welterweight belt. I'm hoping it gives me some credits. Obviously, not necessarily ranking in the welterweight, but it gives some credits to actually get a decent fight back at welterweight. So even though I lost my last fight at the welterweight division, I go and beat this guy. Like you said, is one of their star boys. They're like, yeah, cool. You deserve top five. You deserve top five, top six for your next fight, which again just steamrolls me back into the position I want to be in. That's what I'm hoping for, and just to be active. So where again, if there's no available fights there, I'll start asking for middleweight fights as well, just to be active.
All right, and final one from me. Stylistically, how do you foresee this fight playing out? And are you going to make the pirate walk the plank and suffer his first defeat?
Love it, love it, love it. Yes. Yeah, man, that's the 100%. I feel like I'm definitely coming to make him walk the plank, make him suffer his first defeat. of his career, but in in a way that I don't think he'd ever would have seen it coming before. Because, like I said, he's going to be very confident in his striking ability, but he's not going to understand what I bring to the table. He's not going to understand my angles, my speed, my precision in my punches and my kicks. He's not going to understand it, and he's going to be stubborn about changing tactics, and that's when you're going to see him fall.
Michael Venom Page, as I say at the end of each of our interviews, it's a pleasure as always.
Pleasure, man.
Take care. I would say good luck with the weight cut, but obviously you're not cutting as much weight. You'll
At
be
all.
eating good over the next few days. So,
Yeah.
but hopefully fight week goes smoothly, and good luck on Saturday, well, next Saturday, and I'll speak to you afterwards.
Thank you, man. Good to see you again.